Okay, so AP Eco Tutoring for the very first test. I am kind of going off of this website that I found. You guys are more than welcome to go to this website, but it is subscription based. You have to purchase a subscription. It's just a small $35 fee.
You do around
Sure. But then it goes to like it used to be free. What?
What's the cost after video online?
Whatever you would have bought for $35 for, so like Chick-fil-A for you or something. I don't know. French fries. Okay. So then I go to like this, and it's like basic concepts, which we're doing today, and macroeconomic measurement, because that's like GDP and inflation, things like that. So here are the first page. Gonna give you a second to look at it, and then I want you to, if you want, like I will just go straight to the multiple choice questions about these things. Otherwise, does anyone have any particular thoughts? Trent?
Oh, wait. What we're telling you about?
Yeah.
Can we go like really easy? What's it, real? Yeah, real easy. We don't need to know about the calculator, right? It's not that whole.
Just divided by the population.
Yeah. Never use it.
Don't listen to him. It's not like calculating real GDP sounds fancy. It's C plus I plus G plus X. So there's a question tomorrow. I give you a whole bunch of different things. It's like taxes is this, consumption is this is spending on this and the other is this amount, and then it's like, what is GDP? And you have to add it all together. Well, what's the trick here? Like, what's the trick in the last part of GDP? That exports. And what is that?
Exports minus imports.
Exports minus imports. Do you think imports minus exports might be an answer choice?
Yes.
Yeah. Them added together, them subtracted in the wrong way, or it's going to be an answer choice.
And
So,
it doesn't even do your imports, your things that we saw. It just doesn't add up.
what are you talking about?
You really count the place.
Yeah. Like X just happened to be 0. So, like here is C plus I plus G, and then it's plus Xn, exports minus imports. So 1 minus 3 is the -2. What do you call that to have like more exports? Does anyone know? More imports than exports. Like if you import more from a country than you export. Not necessarily.
Goods and services.
Starts with a D. Yeah, a trade deficit. Different than a budget deficit. Those are different things. So that was pretty simple. But let's look at some multiple choice questions. I can go back to this. Here's what I'm going to do. Gravity of 4. Grab 4. That's right.
Oh, okay.
I don't hold on anymore. Oh my God. You have my job not to trip over that.
Listen, I'm really clumsy. It's something you're going to learn about me this year. But I think we're still good. I think it was a week.
We need a 0 mock.
Are you going to participate? Get that one first.
Oh, shit, I can't believe it.
Oh, you're almost back to the thing. Okay, so there's going to be a multiple choice question, and I want you to put a letter on your board. Okay? A letter, like A, B, C, D, E, whatever the case may be, that rhyme, yeah. So let's start off easy, I think. Unemployment are some easy questions. Not all of these are what you're going to do, so let me just settle on one before you guys start writing your answers. These are the 3 guys that are totally banking off charging this website. Oh, I don't know. Okay, number 2. Labor force is the. Thank you. Have a letter. correct answer. That is the definition and like the equation. The equation for labor force is employed plus unemployed. Okay, let's look at this question. Given in that particular country, the population is 100, 40 are employed, 20 are considered officially unemployed, and 80 are non-institutionalized civilians over the age of 16. The labor force participation rate is. Jordan. Show me your boards at 5, 4, 3, 2, A.
What the?
Okay.
I would have boards.
60 of 80. Is that not right?
No, labor force participation. It is 60 of 100.
Yeah, but I
That's
thought
the population. Like what labor force is? What is the labor force participation of the population? Not what is the unemployment rate or the employment rate. What is the labor force? How many percentage of the population are in the labor force?
I thought today you were saying ignore the population.
If they're asking for the unemployment rate, but that question is not asking them.
What does it say when we have one?
What?
Is that an
That's
extra
fluff.
information?
Yeah, that's just extra information.
I thought it was 60 of 80.
Oh, no.
No, but you have to add 40 and 20.
Or you need to board.
20. I'll get one. Okay. Let's go to a question that is like relevant to us.
Okay. Has it decreased?
I didn't even read this.
It was asking since 2000, has the labor force increased, decreased, remained the same?
I'd say increase because there's more people.
No participation rate like this.
It's got to be increased.
Really?
I don't know. Are we counting?
Percent, because the old people are just chilling at home.
Maybe.
But for every old
The
person
baby
still at home,
boomers
there's someone else comes in.
Not the same rate. Those are the baby boomers. I don't know. Number 7. Let's look at number 7. Which of the following would be considered an unemployed person? Show me your board. And 5, 4, 3, 2, it's B. For the most part, yeah.
I could be.
Good job.
What?
Why are you just hanging out?
Because E, they're not seeking a job.
They're not seeking a job.
Oh, I
C, they're not seeking a job. C, they're not seeking a job. And A, it's not over 16.
Oh, I read that.
You have to be seeking a job.
I'm studying.
Ooh, I like this question a lot. This is a really, really good question. Assume that a country is initially producing on its PPF curve, like PP curve. It is producing on the frontier. Then there's an increase in the labor force, but no additional jobs are created. It can be concluded that
Okay, so does the frontier mean like
the
along
line
curve?
itself, the curve, the frontier is the line itself. It is on the line.
This is hard.
We think you know it.
I can see through your board.
No, you can.
Brendan has X-ray vision. Are you following me?
Then why is he here? You should just like X-ray through the book or something during a test.
But that's not a challenge.
It is E.
Oh my god.
had this class before. Okay, what is E? Like, why E?
Because.
Okay, so labor is a factor of action, so there's more labor force. So the PPF curve shifted to the right, but no more jobs were created. It's not like they hired more people. There's more labor, but no one is being used. They're not being used. So like they're at a point inside the curve. Like a point that was once possible and efficient is now still possible, but not efficient because there's more labor, which is an FOP, and more FOPs increase the PPF curve. Let's do this one before we move on from unemployment. Is C. C is correct. Everyone was done.
I would.
Frequently means like you're
Have the skills.
qualified, you just can't get a job.
Yeah. Well, you just haven't found a
Or
job
you
yet.
get laid off or something.
No, that's typical.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God.
Where's the tissue?
It's totally different.
You need like a rag or something?
Yeah.
Oh, calm down.
What if you get fired because you're a bad employee?
Well, are you currently still, like I got fired, are you moping in your wallows and not looking for a job because you're like me? Or are
So
you,
there's a sex offender and you can't get a job because of a sex offender. What is that?
the skills you have are no longer needed? So, are there skills?
That's it. We.
Be a freak.
Jackie!
Oh, gross. Get out.
I just have nowhere else to go, and I have homework to do.
Do you need a rifle?
Cool. That's cool, thank you.
I'll put you
Yeah.
I mean, I care, but like next semester, or like next 9 weeks.
after the.
Okay. Oh, I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Econ. No. Well. No. Okay. Let's be done with unemployment. Let's move on to inflation. Woo! Yeah.
Why is Dougie texting? I don't have a guy named Dick. Like stats. There's a guy named Dick the Bow. There's that guy on there. His name was Dick.
Here you go. Number 3, unexpected inflation. Thanks, Trina, but I thought that was like recorded and to be up on YouTube. That's fantastic. Early question.
Oh,
You have to give a while.
No. Multiple choice.
I think I'm correct.
D.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna write
D. Hindsight bias.
You don't give enough time.
Feel like you're gonna have time tomorrow. I'm not talking to you, everybody else who've already taken this test. You're gonna have like about a minute a question.
Oh,
So-
reader.
You won't have very much time.
how many questions?
Tomorrow's gonna be 30 with an FRQ.
Friday?
Is 18.
Why haven't we practiced
How
any
many parts is an
FRQs?
FRQ?
Because okay, fine. Draw a PPF curve.
Okay.
Between capital and consumer goods. Illustrate what would happen if, illustrate what would happen if the United States decided to offer free education. Free, like, college education. What do you mean? What does that even mean? Can't graph it, not gonna happen.
Wait, we have to use that thing, what's
Guns
that
and
called?
butter.
Where you think everything else just becomes the same.
Ceteris paribus.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, all other variables remain equal.
Okay, so you're not factoring in like more taxes.
Correct. Ceteris paribus. Good question. Good point. Yeah. You're not, Jordan.
So you can have like
Maybe you
two
should take it a
different
second
curves,
semester.
like
Maybe I can have a
doing the
choice.
two different things from the opposite. Like, okay, now so you can have one where you think of free education and one of raise taxes and
Taxes are not going to, like, okay, I can see, but yeah, I do. Because the businesses have to spend more on taxes. But that's a completely different scenario. Those are two different questions. Like one is free education, which means better labor force, which means more productive labor force, while higher taxes means businesses have to spend less on pizza oven making and more on taxes, which means if they don't make pizza ovens, not only will there be less pizza ovens, there'll be less pizza in the long run. So yeah, it shrinks the economy and grows the economy at the same time. We just don't know which one outweighs the other. Obviously, we're like Republicans and Democrats are going to have their own opinion on what they think outweighs the other, but we don't really know in practice because the United States has never done that. And it's like, well, other countries have done that, but that's other different factors of production and different economies and different tax structures. So you can't really compare apples to apples or oranges, whatever the case may be. Ugh. No. Ooh. How's it? Given that the CPI for each of the 3 years is, in year 1, CPI is 100, in year 2, CPI is 180, in year 3, CPI is 198, inflation rate for year 2 is. So you only compare it to the previous year. You can't compare it to the future. So you compare it to the previous year. You remember the equation to figure out inflation? No, you don't remember the equation?
Old minus new.
real GDP, nominal GDP over
CPI,
Are we doing like a formula chart?
nominal
Look at a formula chart, you're sweet.
nominal over CPI.
Those are all equations, fantastic. You're
Oh,
using the wrong one.
CPI minus old CPI over old CPI times 100.
That's correct. No, you don't remember because it is the no formula. New minus old over old times 100. New minus old over old times 100 is any percent change. And if you're looking for inflation, that's a percent. Inflation is change. Then you're looking for new CPI minus old CPI over old CPI times 100. Write your test or write your letter if you think you know it.
Well, this is like a one.
For year 2. I don't know yet.
What is year 2?
Like 2 year 2?
Yes.
Like 1 to 2?
Yes.
200.
Well, you can't compare to the future because year 3 hasn't happened yet if you're in year 2.
How do you know that?
Because I know how time works. It's linear. I have no idea what the inflation rate for next year is going to be because it hasn't happened yet.
Isn't this just where you could like take the 1 away?
No, that only works, okay, like, isn't it, you just subtract it, is that how you got it, is that a quicker way to do it? It only works if you're starting from 100. If you're starting from 100, then you can subtract it, so if it goes from 100 to 120, it's 20. 100 to 135, it's 35. But if it's 110 to 180, it is not 70. The percent change is going to be different. Okay, put that on my desk, and then grab an FRQ by the Kleenex box. Okay, here we go. Inflation for year 3. Now you're going from year 2 to year 3. You're welcome.
I have to use a calculator.
You cannot use a calculator, Courtney. Sometimes you're just going to have to use, like, I don't know. So I'm going to have to make an educated guess on the answers that are given.
Wait, don't say it.
I have not.
That's
Okay.
weird.
I haven't answered it yet.
Do they set them up like this where you get easy numbers?
Yeah. Okay. So what is the equation?
No.
No. Tell me the numbers.
Oh.
minus all.
Tell me the number first.
198 minus 180 over 180 times 100.
Okay, what is 198 minus 180?
18.
What is 18 over 180?
110.
How do you know that? Okay, you can like, there's no zero here, but you're basically moving this decimal place to like this decimal place, and like that is a tenth of that. Like 18 times 10 is 180. So that is a tenth. So which is a tenth. Times 100, well, you could do like, that's 0.1 times 100, you do a decimal place over, whatever. Okay. What answer choices are just ridiculous? 198. Yeah, 198 is ridiculous. First off, it's not going to be that like, oh, it's 198 here, it's going to be 198 there. That, and what does it mean for inflation to go 198%? What happened to prices?
It would have to almost double.
Yes, prices would have to almost double. Well, no, more than double, because 100% is doubling. And 200% is like quadrupling. So, like, you really think that it's going up that much from 180 to 198? It's not a huge percent change of 200%. Okay. And then whatever you see, like, oh, what's like 9 and 10, and they're really close together, is probably between those two. Not all the time, because this is probably. And be very careful with my test taking strategies. Was it, Jordan, was it your class that I gave you test taking strategies, and then on the mock test, every single one was wrong?
That was every class.
Jackie, I don't remember asking for any opinion or thoughts.
How am I gonna pass the AP test? Like, I missed the entire last, like, 3
You just missed fiscal policy or monetary policy, one of those.
both of them.
You could go to tutoring.
You could, like here, right now. Oh, here we go. If the interest rate offered the depositors by banks tier 1 is 7%, and the banks expected 3% inflation that occurred, the banks would experience what? So they set interest rates at 7%, and there has been 3% inflation. Then what can we eliminate?
A and B.
I don't know.
I mean, the word expecting as real cost per deposit.
They expected it, and it occurred. Whatever they expected happened.
Wait, I know it's
They expected 3%, and then what had occurred was 3%.
Anything that says disappointing, get out.
Why?
It's the
Why would you
Fisher
be
equation.
disappointed if they knew about it?
Okay, this is the Fisher equation. And I know that I said this one class period today, and I don't remember which one it was, but I said this thing. Did I say this third period? No, second period? Not third.
Wait.
Okay. This is the Fisher equation in a picture form. This is letter N, which could stand for nominal, but it's also letter I, which could stand for inflation. And if you take the inflation, that letter I, out of the letter N, you get real interest rates. So either nominal minus inflation equals real, or real plus inflation equals nominal. It only works with interest rates, but that's the equation. So if they charge 7, and if inflation eats out of it. Like whatever they offer, inflation is going to take away from it. And so what's left is 4. So anything with 3 you can get rid of. So either with a disappointing cost of deposits, but we said you're not disappointed because that's what happened. So either expected nominal cost for 4 or expected real cost of 4. So the math got you 4. But were you solving for real or nominal?
Real.
You took away inflation. We subtracted inflation. So if we are subtracting inflation, what we're left with is real. If we're adding inflation, what we're left with is nominal. But it should be E.
What's the equation?
Well, like written out, is either real interest rate plus inflation inflation equals nominal interest rate, or you could say, take the nominal interest rate, subtract inflation, and then you're going to get the real interest rate. I mean, it's the same thing, because it's like what, transitive property equals B. We'll see. C times A equals B. It's been a long time since I was math. Okay. You never love the comments. So, someone's cup of tea, it's not everyone's cup of tea. That's fine.
Why does this interest you?
We haven't done the interesting stuff yet. We don't know enough to see all the connections. But when you make it like the connection, you're like, oh my god. That's good. Go away. Hey, all right. Let's go to real GDP.
What's the difference?
One's adjusted for inflation and one is not.
Real is adjusted for inflation, nominal is not adjusted for inflation.
What'd you say?
Oh, no, sorry.
No, but like, I was, okay.
So you just get it and then you do the inflation rate.
Okay, when you're talking about percentages, you can just literally take out like 2% inflation or add 2% inflation or whatever you're trying to do. But obviously, if you're talking about $16 trillion, you're just not going to subtract 2, and that makes it real. You can't do that. So that's the CPI equation. That is how you convert it. Like, when I tell you our GDP is 16 trillion, that has inflation in it. That is what it is. But is there inflation? Yeah, there is. So it's not adjusted. So I take that nominal number of 16 trillion, I divide it by the CPI, multiply that by 100, and then I can convert it real. But that CPI is going to change per year. So I can now convert our 16 trillion. If I have the CPI of like 1929, I can tell you what that's like in 1929's dollar value.
So you find the nominal first no matter what.
Nominal's typically given to you. That's what we typically have. And then they're like, well, what is it really? So if you are given the problem of, I don't know, like nominal is, $150 billion, and the CPI is 120. What's real? If you do 150 divided by 120,
Yes, you can.
can you do it in decimal, like in fractions? Can
No.
you simplify it?
Just take out.
Oh,
zero.
wait, 15 over 12.
Okay, what's 15 over 12? 5/4. Can you tell me what 5/4 is in a decimal form?
1.25.
No, I can't.
It's 1 and the 4, they're 1.25. 1.25. Multiplying that by 100, can you move to decimal places?
I'm breaking my way.
Yes. It's 125, 125. So it's like 150 is how much money our economy makes. Oh, but there's inflation, and I know that. Trin, I'm going to murder you. If like CPI is over 100, and I said this in one of my classes today, because half of you, one class circled real and nominal to go over it, and I talked about it, but their class did not. So I'm assuming they got it. But if you see CPI, what class am I talking about?
I think you're talking about a certain period when you said like CPI equals 100.
Yes.
And inflation has not occurred.
Yes.
And it's greater than 100.
That you know inflation has occurred, and that means that, look, my example had CPI of 120, which is over 100,
Yeah.
and so that means that $150 billion has inflation in it. So that number, the inflation has occurred, that has inflation in it, so the real number has to be lower than that because this is an inflated number. So your answer has to be lower for it to make sense. So if you have answer choices of like 175, 145, 200, and like 125 or something, you know that it's not the two ones that are above 150. Like you can eliminate that before you even do any math. Like, just, does your answer choices make sense? If it doesn't, get rid of them before you even spend time doing the math. You can maybe simplify it down to like 2 things and then just make an educated guess if you honestly don't know.
Can you do the homework problem? I got that.
It was keyed wrong.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
No, like, you were like, I put it in like 15 times to a calculator and it's still, like, yeah, that was
I got
like,
really.
Okay, then the one I was talking about earlier wasn't that one. Because,
what?
okay, I had written down the equation for real GDP, and I put that in the homework,
Yeah.
and so it was wrong.
Yes, because it was keyed wrong, because,
But then, not math. There was no math in that. It was all words.
no, it was like, answer was like 200 and something.
That's not what I was talking about. The answer was an equation.
Oh, that equation was right. That was keyed correctly.
You're just stupid. I'm confused. No, because I looked it up online and I found something that had this equation that I had written down. That I don't know. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I read it wrong on the board, but I wrote it down like 3
The
times.
question was a Fisher equation.
No.
Yeah. No, okay. Just pause. Just kidding. It was this.
I have a screenshot.
Mom's gonna pull it up.
Okay. Everyone can surround it. Okay, I have to crop it. I missed the
Which
other
one was it? Oh, that's for you. This is. This?
What? Yeah.
The equation I have real GDP is equal to nominal divided by the CPI.
There's 2 answers.
You see how this has circles?
Yeah, there's 2 answers.
that's-
It doesn't say equation. It says equation.
Okay, I'll go back and give you like
Thanks.
some credit. But yeah, it's
What did you say?
nominal, see, that's this one, and it's also this one.
Yeah.
That's right.
I just couldn't
I
drop
saw
out
both
high
of
school
them. I was doing my
because-
homework. And I saw
Yeah, and for whatever, I cannot assign partial credit on these things. I go back and give partial credit because there's going to be one later in like next week or something. That's like, what are the 4 things? You got to pick like 4 things, and like if you pick 3 of them correctly, and like I'm going to go back and give partial credit. It's not like an all or nothing. It will tell you like you got none of it right, but I go back and I change that. Okay. Yeah, let's do this question. Boards, GDP is. All done? Put it on my desk. Oh, yeah, daily quizzes, yeah? For soccer. Yeah, we're gone. Okay. Can't see. Why is it not C? Why is it not C?
Because that's G, that would be G and
Yes, that's combining GDP and GMP.
What is
GMP.
GMP is
No,
no,
NNP.
NNP.
In the middle?
Americans.
Is that
in the
NNP?
US.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is it D?
Yes, if you're combining both of those, it's NNP.
Oh,
Huh?
domestic, that means only here.
Yes, domestic is in the borders. Like, domestic animals are the borders of their home. Okay. Not half is what it is.
No, I said,
Okay.
if I went from FIFA, from if I played like career mode, and then
Wow.
that's my like domestic. Wow.
At least you knew it.
Yeah.
And not like someone that doesn't know it.
You could say things
I
so
said it was
stimulating
D.
you,
Was
Brian.
I right?
You were, I said yes.
My Brian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I don't know.
She said yes.
Brian.
Don't listen to your kid. His first bitch, helicopter. Sometimes she likes
Did they learn about the chameleon effect last year?
Yeah, it's just conformity. It's just another way to say conformity. Quizzes as well. Yes. Okay, do this one. I know what that is. The values of goods. Memories. You never walk around and you'll get one.
Oh, this is right.
See?
I don't know.
Because you can't double count.
Okay, what's the difference?
What?
I didn't read it.
Is it D?
Wait, what are intermediate goods?
Yeah.
Inputs, ingredients, not final goods.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
that's double counting.
The values of goods that can be either. That could be either. So like marshmallows, that was on our quiz. Marshmallows could either be an intermediary good, like if Bluebell's buying them, or they're the final good if we're buying them at the store. Are included in GDP if they're sold as final goods. Check yes. And the values of intermediate goods are included in GDP as part of the value.
Oh.
And that's where I stopped reading. I was like, it's not included, and I didn't even read that final thing. As part of the value of the final goods, the cost of the marshmallows are included in the cost of the Rocky Road ice cream. So you don't have to count it twice because it's already counted as ingredients for Rocky Road.
I thought it was talking about like
Huh?
used items.
No, intermediary goods are inputs, are ingredients.
Did she color my hair more? So funny.
Okay, here you go. A new
I'm
question.
gonna get a woman's stuff. W what? Bloom.
Is boom peak?
We have to assume. Because it's not given. You can't be like, well, I don't know it is any other thing besides peak. Like, you know, A, B, C, F, like not given. It's E. E is an element. Expansion peak, recession trough, expansion peak, contraction trough, whether you're using expansion or contraction, or recession or contraction.
What is the GDP inflator?
It's also called GDP deflator.
Oh.
Yeah, they're synonymous. Like you're gonna see that a lot in eco. It's like there will be 5 different names for the same thing. It's because this author or this economist, they called it this. But then this other textbook, they call it something else. They don't like that term. Inflator, deflator is one of those. That's why like GDP and total output and Y and they're all the same. Same thing. Okay. All right, so we're just like solving. All the numbers that they give you will be numbers that you can do, like, in your head.
I can't. Oh wait, I can.
I'm sorry. I'm ready. No, show me your math. Let's do the math, Trin.
Do it, Trin.
You don't have to show her.
Who's texting me? On a multiple choice test?
Don't be a smart aleck. I never argue either. You're not sure what. Some people get the right answer accidentally.
You ugly.
Trin, you could have probably what I did.
Well, I got the wrong one.
chance to learn.
Yeah. Hindsight bias.
That's not the same thing.
I just don't remember what it is.
Hindsight bias or the equation?
Hindsight bias.
No.
What is it?
I can tell you.
Isabel can tell you.
It's when you feel like you knew all the way along. It goes right there.
You really did because of
Isabel.
this one. You missed it on.
Oh, that Isabel.
I was looking at Isabel right now. She's not in this.
She's not in this
class. Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Everyone guess. I never said this in class. Hey, Dylan. You miss econ?
C, it's government spending.
Courtney, you're taking away other people's chance to learn.
It is. Where do you bring because we spend the most on our military more than anybody else. So we're thinking
But we spend the
Or
money.
so you're saying is
The money's
C?
coming from
Huh?
us.
So this isn't just okay. Just kidding. Let me think about it again.
Do you know the answer?
A.
I'll just tell you that this variable
I would get this wrong.
takes up 70% of our GDP. The other three variables make up the other 30%. That's how big this variable is.
Oh, it must be.
Oh,
This variable being.
Oh, it's a very.
They're all variables.
Oh no, national income is what makes up GDP.
National income is GDP. That's like the biggest thing of GDP is GDP.
That's why I thought I was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
So it's consumption, just things we
What is consumption? Consumption is things that we buy. We buy more than businesses and the government and foreigners buy of ours combined. Yeah, that's how much we buy. Like, we rich.
If we have low interest rates, then investment will
We do have low interest rates. Our interest rates are
Technically,
0.25.
We should
I'm
have
gonna fail
messed
this
about as
test.
much as we spent.
What?
We should have messed about as much as we spent.
But I don't invest. I'm not a business owner. Like, does one person control that? Or how do you make businesses, whatever? Like, oh, never mind.
Did they put savings in this?
What?
be. Say it.
No, because I don't want to, like, be political.
Be political.
Say it. Say
I
it.
can't say that.
Say
He
it.
won't
Although she
snitch.
wants me to say that.
Okay, so, you know how, like, they just, like, cut taxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the tax cut. It's gone through the House, not the Senate, or is the Senate? Or the House?
I don't know.
You were just in government like a day.
Okay, it's not
Okay,
House,
I mean, I
it's
remember
Senate.
that. I don't even know what Marbury versus Madison is.
It has to go, it has to go to the House first.
Okay, so whatever the House, but it hasn't gone through the Senate yet. So there's probably, it'll go through the Senate, but, so we can say that it's been passed, but it technically hasn't, but it probably will, whatever. There was like a room full of like the top CEOs, and like the room, like there was like, we're gonna like lower taxes for businesses. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are going to take this tax cut and invest in capital. And out of 50, only 3 people raised their hand, and they're in the front row. Like, no. And then the other ones were like, what else are you going to do? And they said, we're going to pass it on to our shareholders. I
Yeah.
was just like, what is that what you're supposed to do? Like, you can just raise your hand lie. Like, that's like, all right, guys, who's going to study the test? No one's I'm like, okay, you can always just lie to me. So I, like, feel better. But,
Wait, what does pass it on to shareholders?
like, give shareholders shareholder bonuses. Not make pizza ovens, which actually has longer economic growth, but give it to people to spend, and spending is not the same thing as making, and spending doesn't shift the PPF curve outwards.
It does
Making
capital
this.
goods.
You buying pizza does not grow the economy. You making pizza does. Buying pizza doesn't do anything.
So you're saying never buy anything again?
Well,
To what extent?
to what extent should we buy things? I mean, you can buy me anything and just see what happens to the economy.
See,
It is, yes,
You have a responsibility as a business.
like, yeah.
Like the pocket our money.
Either donate it to charity or expand it.
I said Connor never said it.
Look at all of these things. These are all the graphs you're gonna know. We know this one, that's PPF. That's also PPF. There's PPF again. Here's a tiny itty bitty circular flow model. We don't know that one, or 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 that one. But we will. It's exciting.
I know. It's like a spider.
What?
Why don't you teach world religion?
It didn't make. Only 16 kids signed up for it.
I feel like this class is like.
If it was AP, I would sign up for
20
it.
something.
Do they have like an advanced religion class?
No.
To what extent
It doesn't
are all of them
matter.
true and or false and or like argue? Oh my God, no, they don't have 8-year-old
What's the
religions.
best religion?
Prove this.
Fundamental.
When you and Coach Taylor get in arguments, does he ever go like to what extent?
No.
I'm just curious. You just seem like the guy.
If he said that, I would
It's all an
say
act,
words
Brendan.
and then I would leave the room.
Play a role.
Yeah, he's not in psychology.
He's my favorite teacher. Second, third, fourth.
I'm gonna tell this.
He's in my top 5.
He's my favorite.
Cool.
He sits high to me in the hallway and you don't.
Hello.
Oh,
Miss Taylor likes my brother way more than me.
your brother visits like 4 years after he graduates, which is a little weird.
Yeah, but I haven't graduated, so I can't do that.
I'll never look good.
He's in love with me.
I don't, 2 weeks, when are we gonna say tomorrow transfer payment? I don't think someone says tomorrow, I don't think, but it's coming up. Why?
What's coming up?
Jordan, do you remember when I taught transfer payments? No, when?
My jokes.
Yeah, we'll do that. It might have been on the GDP thing, and I don't know if anyone asked. Like the packet that we did, it was like, does it count as GDP or does it not count as GDP? And I don't know if you know this, but if you see the word transfer payments, this is Kelly Taylor's room, blah, 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 this is David.
This is Kevin's favorite from David. How can I help you? Yes. I almost said this double mental.
Wait, it knows.
Hey,
Inventory.
Doesn't matter because they're gonna.
Inventory is by another company or.
Social Security, pues se supone que hay otro que empezaba con B.
Pension.
No!
Inventory es porque en el quiere decir que no es ahora ya tienes que investment. No, no. Tienes que investment.
My brother got turned down. I see him on the bus. Yeah.
okay.
It's too accurate.
Sorry. Okay, don't have your mind.
I've seen it. What are you drawing?
Okay, I've seen
Oh,
that.
it's a opens off.
Okay, ¿ya puso el examen?
No, I was just. No.
That class is fun, but it's not.
The examen.
Ya.
I was giving on my grades.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
No he checado mis calificaciones desde hace un chingo porque me da miedo ver el cero en inglés.
Ay, también.
Te juro, no has checado.
Dos quizzes, cero.
Yeah, it's I can't find
Okay,
it.
I will do that.
I like that cigars.
All right.
Ya me quiero ir.
Dangerous man.
No, no,
It's probably.
It looks like yo también me gusta hacer cigars, you know what?
¿Quieres ir a YouTube?
I'm just Taylor.
Miss Taylor, is that a cigar?
Cigar. Okay. Transfer payment. If you see this term, transfer payment is code for welfare.
Welfare.
Yes, but don't think that, I teach it next week. Yeah, we're not too early. Well, we're too early, but it's fine if you don't know this. If you just see transfer payment, it's welfare, but we'll talk more about this next week. We'll talk about agriculture family. Okay, just put it on my desk.
What did you say in the packet about Social Security and pension?
Yeah, it doesn't count. Like Social Security does not count. No, transfer payments do not count as government spending in a good way. It's something that the government pays for, but you're like, more government spending on welfare or whatever, that means the economy's doing better because GDP is going up. Because if you add all of them together, C plus I plus G plus XN, and that equals GDP, and the government spending is going up because all these people on welfare, that grows the economy. No. More people on welfare, that's a bad thing, not a good thing. More people spending money, that's good. The government spending money because the economy is so bad that everyone's on welfare, that's not good. So it's still part of government spending, but not in a way that grows the economy. Hi guys.
Miss Taylor, what's an EBT?
I don't know.
The card?
Oh, food stamps.
Oh, yeah, that's food stamps. Okay.
What is a Cornell? I thought food stamps were just.
You know, I don't.
No, it's not like actual stamps.
Blurry? Oh, it's not
Fancy use a card.
We use a card.
Ah.
We probably used stamps at one point in history, but now everything's electronic.
Yeah, people started selling stamps.
Yeah. That's not like I was a middle class white girl as well in high school, and I didn't know anything about food stamps because I was fortunate enough to not have to know anything about food stamps. So it's not like, oh, you're so dumb for not knowing that. It's like I have never been through that scenario where I would know that.
It's like when
Why don't they let you buy dairy?
I don't know if that's true or not.
Alex,
it's a certain amount.
I work at a grocery store.
I don't think you can buy like fancy cheeses. Like, oh,
You can. It's just it'll take
Yeah.
a lot of your food stamps.
Yeah, you can buy any food.
you can't buy alcohol.
Unless you're
I
using
said food.
It's something you can put in
Alcohol
there.
is food.
Hey! Hello, can I help you?
So, what would R.J. Reynolds' company buys control of this count as?
That is business spending.
Business company?
Yes, so this business like buys this other business. That counts. Stocks and bonds do not count. You buying like, oh, share of Google stock does not count as GDP because you're not buying a good or service, so it's not part of the circular flow model.
You're just investing.
You're just investing, which is a type of savings, which is a leakage. Yes. And I guess that could be injected back in as the government takes, not the government, as businesses take all that money invested into the stock and then like buy capital with it, which apparently they won't do.
That's what we get for shareholders.
Hey, Trent, Jordan, do you know you or stay and be productive?
I'm being productive.
I'm keeping my knowledge in my head.
Okay, let's do this. Part-time, full-time employees, labor force, no, not labor force. I want to do the unemployment rate. How to figure out. No. Guess what we've been doing? No, we did that. We did that. We did that. Oh, hold
Wait,
on.
ugly dog?
We haven't done.
Hello? Hello?
Yes?
No, I have not left. I started coming back. I got here so late. Okay.
Bye, Coach Taylor. Love you, Coach.
Hello.
I said bye.
Yes, Nicole just called me. She just told me about it. I will do that. Good luck.
She didn't say I love you.
We wouldn't read into that. Like you will. Hey, scary machine guys are Yeah, but this will be quick and then we're done.
I don't think I got much out of this.
Okay. Let's see if you guys can read a graph. Refer to the brew ref electronics code. I don't know if that's what it's doing. Graph below. This PDF graph illustrates the maximum quantity of television to computers that Brew Ref Electric Company can produce. Oh, it's a company.
Can produce.
Can produce. Seduced. If the company is efficient and employs all of its available resources, it can produce what? So, you're telling me what it can produce based on that graph. Can you see that graph okay? Really tiny?
Television is on
Bottom. Television's on the x-axis, computers on the y. Wow, that's an awesome question, because you can't see the graph, can you?
I can see it. The numbers?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, I'm just trying to, okay. No. That's better. That I can do. Okay. Do this problem. A Brewer electronic company decides to produce 30,000 computers. The maximum amount of televisions it can also produce.
I know that one.
I also love Courtney.
Uh-huh. Like this story. Look how interesting.
Look at
Stop coloring my hair.
Why are y'all not writing?
Because I'm not in my
It's
head.
silly because you just go to.
in tu cabeza.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Wait.
that's what I was thinking.
No, that's right. It's just
Yeah.
right there, 80.
Wait, I thought it was, never mind.
C.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
No, I thought I asked them that. Elevations ain't changed.
And
No.
Yeah, it does.
Not with the computers.
Oh,
So
that's like it's 140, but it says like with 30 computers that hit there, 30, and it goes down, 80, fantastic. Let's talk about opportunity cost though. Stop Snapchat.
Okay.
Refer to the graph below. If the Brewer Electronic Company was fully utilizing all of its resources and wanted to change the quantity of computers produced to 30 to 40,000, the opportunity cost would be.
I know.
Making tacos tonight. Taco Wednesday.
Cuban style.
We are. We top them with some latinitos. That's good. Do you like those? Or
No, I don't like this.
Is that
fried plantains?
like the banana thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is.
It is. It's B.
That, no,
B for bet.
I should get a
Bet. Hey.
back in.
Please bring me about those. I'll get
Yeah.
it past the discussing. Related issue. But it's not Cuban.
Why does that door shut so fast?
Science.
Okay.
Okay. You can see PBS curves that are like this. Those are PBS curves. Yeah, if the brown farm is employing all of its resources and producing 2 tons of wheat for 17 tons of corn, the science producer began 3 tons of wheat, the opportunity cost would be what? Yay! You math. C. Okay. Let's do like one. Yes. Let's do our last one. I can feel it going fading fast. Okay. Given the TPC, which is also the PBF curve for computers and HDTVs, increasing the PBF curve from point A to B, so going from A to B would do what? Let's end on a strong note. And that note sounds like okay. You don't have to give up anything. You get more of both. If you're going from one point inside the curve to another point still inside the curve, there wouldn't be anything that you're giving up. You'd be getting more of both. Yay. Okay. Yes, economics totally makes sense. Okay, erase boards, bring me your like markers and erasers and all that.
Isn't it the same as me? Like, it says the same thing.
Outside.
Or outside? Oh wait, no. Oh, it says outside.
Are you still mad at Alex?
Oh,
At
yeah.
Alex? I wasn't mad at Alex. You told me you were mad. When? Oh, so I'm making the thing that I'm supposed to about.
Y'all are still like being recorded.